Jesuits, an ecclesiastical order proverbial through the world for cunning, duplicity, and total want of moral principle. An order so skilled in all the arts of deception that even in Catholic countries, in Italy itself, it became intolerable, and the people required its suppression.
Rick Warren is one of the main operatives bringing evangelicals back to Rome.
Why is the Vatican visiting this evangelical church? Founder and pastor of Saddleback, Rick Warren, joins us for part 2 of our exclusive interview. Part 2 of my exclusive interview with Pastor Rick Warren. Why is the Vatican visiting his Saddleback church? And wait until you hear what his favorite TV program is. It's quite a surprise when The World of Our Life continues. Stay right here.
Now, once again, Raymond Arroyo.
Welcome back to The World of Our Life. Following the death of his son, Rick Warren has focused part of his ministry on mental health, leading to a collaboration with the Catholic Diocese of Orange County, as we reported last week. In the second part of our exclusive interview, Warren discusses the origins of his best-selling book, The Purpose-Driven Life, a recent visit by a Vatican delegation, and the channel he finds himself watching more than any other. Here's my conversation with Rick Warren.
When I was writing Purpose-Driven Life, it took me 7 months, 12 hours a day. I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning, I'd go to a little study, start at 5 a.m. I was fasting till noon, and I would light some candles, and I would start writing and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. Get up at 4:30 in the morning, I'd go to a little study, start at 5 a.m. I was fasting till noon, and I would light some candles, and I would start writing and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. Before I wrote the book was I asked the question, how do you write a book that lasts 500 years? For instance, Imitation of Christ by Thomas Kempis, right? Practicing the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence. Okay, The Desert Fathers, St. John of the Cross, Teresa of Avila. All of these great classic devotional works.
What is your secret to reaching people every day, every week, not only in your writing, but when you speak to them? What is it? What is this communication gift, if you will, if you could decode it? Because a lot of preachers would like to know.
Well, Jesus said, I'll make you fishers of men. And I like this fishing motif. And I think the first thing is you have to go where the fish are. Okay, they're not in church. You got to go into the marketplace. You got to learn to think like a fish. You've got to know what they like to eat. You've got to drop the bait at the right level. You use all kinds of. Paul says, I become all things to all men that I'm in some way save some. So he say, when I'm with Jews, I become like a Jew to reach Jews. When I'm with Gentiles, I become like Gentile to reach Gentiles. Today he'd say, well, and the main thing is love always reaches people. Authenticity. Humility. Pope Francis is the perfect example of this. He is doing everything right. You see, people will listen to what we say if they like what they see. And as our new Pope, he was very, very simple. And as our new Pope, 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 as our new Pope. In fact, there's a headline here in Orange County, and I love the headline. I saved it. It said, if you love Pope Francis, you'll love Jesus.
That was the headline?
That was the headline.
Oh.
It was the headline. I saved it. I showed it to a group of priests I was speaking to a while back.
I love that. What is the obstacle, do you think?
Yeah.
Keeping Christians apart and away from that unity that Christ prayed for, that John Paul II was such a, well, all the recent popes.
Absolutely.
Have
Every one of them.
done this outreach.
Every
we
one
need
of
to be
them.
one.
Exactly.
What is keeping these communities apart, and what do you think is bringing them together?
Well, I think we need to go back to the words of St. Augustine. You know, in the essentials, you know, we have unity.
Right.
In the non-essentials, we have liberty.
Diversity, yeah.
And in all things, we show charity. And I think this is really true. Now, there's the power of community.
Tell me about the little breather you take in the day when you watch television, which surprised me. When we first met, you came up to me and said, "Hey, Raymond," and I said, "I can't believe you watch this
You know
show."
what? I'm an avid fan of EWTN. I make no bones about it. I probably watch it more than any Christian channel because I happen to like. Well, you know what? Because you have more shows that relate to history, and if you don't understand the roots of our faith, that God has been working for 2,000 years, regardless of what brand of believer you are, God has been working for 2,000 years in His church. And if you don't have those roots, you're like the cut flower syndrome, or you're a tumbleweed. One of my favorite shows, which you repeat often, is the Chaplet of Divine Mercy.
Really?
Which I love, and when I've had a very stressful day, I'll come home, I've got it taped, and Kay and I will both listen, we'll put it on and just sit back, relax, worship, and in that time of reflection, meditation, quietness, I find myself renewed and restored. So thank you for continuing to replay the Chaplet of Divine Mercy.
Thank Mother Angelica.
Thank you, Mother Angelica.
When I walk here, I was struck. You have 3 images and personal notes that confront the person walking into your office, which there is Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, and Billy Graham.
Right.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities.